Welcome to MT's Corner with Myesha-Tiara, where we discuss celebrity news, acting advice, and everything in between that has to do with acting. So sit back and enjoy yourself and enjoy my opinion. Hey everybody, and welcome back to MT's Corner with Myesha-Tiara. As you know, I am Myesha-Tiara herself. Hey, how you doing? Have you subscribed to my channel yet? Have you liked, have you commented? Have you watched any of my other videos? If you have not, I would ask you to do that right after you're done with this one. Go find a video that you might like. I just uploaded a story time for the first time. I love story times, but that's not what we're here for today. For today, we are here to learn a very important lesson: how not to ruin your career before it starts. Now, the reason that I decided to make this a topic of discussion is because I've seen so many actors who become successful overnight, and then all of a sudden there's a scandal, and now their careers are going down hard and going down fast. And I've also seen actors who've been successful, and then all of a sudden they hit a bump in the road, causes a huge controversy when it comes to their career, and then all of a sudden they're done for as well. And I'm the kind of person that believes that some people deserve a second chance. I think that a lot of people can actually learn from their mistakes and become better people. Now, however, if you continue to make the same mistake over and over again, then it's a possibility that you might need to go see someone. Either way, maybe some of these tips can help you. Now, if you are an artist, you all want some level of success, and you want to be able to get into those networking circles that can help you become better in your craft, or just elevate you to the next level in your craft. And once you actually make it to that position, you don't want to ruin that. So let's get into it. I'm going to use two examples of two actors that I feel are flawed, but in different ways. I'm going to be using Jason Mitchell and Monique. Now, if you do not know who Jason Mitchell is or Monique, sit back, grab a drink, get some popcorn, because I'm going to give you the rundown before we get into how we can change what happens to their careers. First, let's do Jason. Now, Jason Mitchell is a New Orleans, Louisiana-born actor. His claim to mainstream fame was his role as Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton. And later on, he went to become the lead in the TV show The Chi. And now he was getting even bigger projects in a matter of no time. He started acting in 2011, and his hard work was actually starting to pay off when he got the film Straight Outta Compton. However, during The Chi, Mitchell was fired from The Chi when he was allegedly accused of misconduct to showrunner Ariana Floyd Davis and co-star Tiffany Booney. At that moment, his career started to go downhill. Allegedly, he started to lose film deals and his agents dropped him. Recently, he was arrested, allegedly, on various counts, including drug and weapons charge. And honestly, it's sad to see. Jason started acting in 2011, and in a matter of 4 years, all of his hard work was gone. To roll that all the way with things he could have avoided is honestly very disappointing. And I'm not saying that to say that anything that he allegedly did was okay. I'm saying that to say that I feel that he got in with the wrong crowds. As an entertainer, we work really hard for our careers. A lot of people don't see how much grind we put into things, how many sleepless nights we have, how many ramen noodles packets we're eating, because we are not booking gigs all the time. At any given time, they say there's only 1% of actors working out of the 100% of them that are there. So that means at any given time, 99% of us are out of a job, or so they say, because you could be doing a labor of love where you're not getting paid. And there is someone who did a labor of love where it was not for free, they were paid, which was Monique. Monique is from Baltimore, Maryland, and is a comedian and Academy Award-winning actress. She first gained fame as a member of the Queens of Comedy, and she had her own TV show, The Parkers, on UPN. She went on to do films like Fat Girls, Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins, You Can Play That Game, and many more before she took on her Oscar-winning role in the film Precious. During promotion for Precious, Monique allegedly did not promote the film, and she was not contractually obligated to do so. Allegedly, she was only paid $50,000 and did the film as a favor to her then friend Lee Daniels. Long story short, they allegedly blackballed her in the entertainment industry in Hollywood. She was labeled as difficult to work with, and that is just one thing that people love to give Black women. They be like, girl, she difficult to work with. Fire her ass. And Monique's truth about the situation started to seem as if it was a lie. Now, me personally, I was on her side. I know how things can be in the industry. Things can look a certain way and not be that way at all. People can be on your side and they're not really for you. Now, the reason that I said she took on a labor of love is because $50,000 is not any money, period. Now, I know some of us who are not in the industry or some of us who are new to the industry would say $50,000, not like that's a lot of money. I would tell you yes and no. Yes, it's a lot of money to someone who's never had $50,000 in a bank account. No, because there are things like taxes. There are things like traveling fees to promote these movies. There are things like red carpet events. So you have to pay for a makeup artist. You have to pay for costuming. You have to pay for hair. You have to pay your own mortgage. You have to pay for those children at your house. You have to pay for their schooling. You have to pay for all your other bills. You have to pay for more acting lessons. You have to pay for traveling to auditions, traveling to sets, for times when people do not house you, aka when Taraji P. Henson didn't get housed when she was doing Benjamin Button and she had to flip that money herself. I say all this to say that $50,000, when you take a look at how many other things you have to pay for at that point, you pretty much made nothing. You didn't make any money. You made $0. That's what you made. You made $0. Which also makes me think of another actor. His name is John Boyega, who was only paid allegedly $80,000 for the first Star Wars movie. And there were fans who were actually extremely upset about that because they were like, how dare you be a billion or $1 million company, but whatever. But he only got paid $80,000 for his first film. Now, I say a lot of people do things as a labor of love because at that point, you are doing something out of labor of love because you're not getting paid for it in reality. That check is going to go away as soon as you get it deposited into your bank account. Now, there were a lot of other issues that surrounded their experience when it came to Monique and the whole Precious debacle. But at the end of the day, we did find out that she was telling the truth the whole time, which I believed. I believe a lot of times people do not. However, it came out that she was telling the truth, that everything she'd said about the situation was true. This is not a complete video about Monique, so I will not be delving into all of the situation. But if you want a complete video about Monique, maybe I'll do one later. Maybe I'll do her life story. I probably will because I freaking love her. These 8 rules can help the new actor and also help the seasoned actor. So let's get into it. Rule number 1, keep your circle small. The only people you need in your circle are your friends, your true friends. Not everybody's your friend. Do not use the word friend loosely. Your family and a small circle. Just people that you know that are there for you and want to help you progress. Keep positive energy around you. Rule number 2, stay grounded. Stay grounded in who you are and why you started and who you are as a person. And be faithful to yourself because you know your true intentions no matter what. Rule number 3, stay humble. Now, if you are one of the lucky people who gets to elevate in their career extremely fast, then kudos to you, bitch. However, that will also put you in rooms with people who have more power than you do. People who know the game more than you do. So you have to make sure that you don't let that fame get to your head because in any second, honey, they will knock you off that pedestal and will not care about you tomorrow. And that's just how the game goes. Rule number 4, don't sleep where you eat. Now there are rules and exceptions to that. However, when I mean don't sleep where you eat, I mean that you don't always have to go out on a date with that other artist that's in your show. You'll be okay. I mean, there are so many dating apps at this point in life that I would think you would be able to find someone who is not in your show. And I know a lot of times because we spend so much time together, you're thinking, well, how else would I find someone? I don't have time. Trust me, you have time. I've been able to find people who are not in my industry that I can go and hang out with and be with that have nothing to do with what I am doing. A lot of times when you do get with people in your industry or people who are a part of the show that you are currently doing, it can cause a messy situation. And there are actors that have had this experience where it has been successful for them. Nothing has happened to them and all their career has been totally fine. However, there are a lot of actors where that is not the case. They lose jobs, people don't trust them, they are in tabloids, especially if you become famous overnight or if you've worked for a long time and become famous. A lot of times when you do certain things, you do get side-eyed. People will see you a certain way. So honestly, don't sleep where you eat. Rule number 5, no means no. Please, everyone, definitely in the height of the Me Too movement, if something makes you uncomfortable, speak out. And I know a lot of times you will think that, wait a second, if I speak out, things can happen to my career. And that may very well be true. Some people are going to have to die on the stake, unfortunately, in a figurative sense, when it comes to their careers of being blackballed, like how Monique was. And a lot of other actors and entertainers that you don't know about that have been blackballed in the industry due to them speaking out on their truth and it being confirmed that their truth was the real truth and the only truth there was to have. So at times like that, you have to decide for yourself where you want to go with that situation. Now, I'm never telling anyone to be silent about anything. No means no. And if you feel in your heart the answer for you is no, then let it be no and move on and know with confidence in yourself that you made the best decision for yourself. Rule number 6, which falls in line with rule number 5, which no means no. Rule number 6 is stand for something or you're gonna fall for anything. And Monique's a prime example of that. Stand up for what you believe in. Like I said before, if a project doesn't speak to you, if you feel that in your heart this is just something you don't want to do, or if you feel that someone's being mistreated, then you stand up for what you believe in. You stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. And if you start ignoring a lot of things that happen in the industry, a lot of times you can find yourself going into a downward spiral, which is possibly what could have happened to Jason. And then you'll look up and there is no one there because everyone that was your true support system and rule number 1 of keeping your circle small have gone away. Rule number 7, go to therapy. Now I'm going to go on my own journey of starting to go to therapy, which is something I know that I definitely need, and I feel like it's something honestly that everyone in the world needs. But as an artist, things can be even harder, especially in the industry. There are levels, there are cliques, and sometimes, not even sometimes, a lot of times you may not be a part of it. So honestly, you have to get yourself together. You can't dwell on that. Go ahead and go to therapy and talk about those issues. Talk about what's making you upset. Talk about what's making you feel anxious. Talk about what's making you feel depressed. Talk about anything, hell. Tell them anything you need to do. Therapy can do nothing. Therapy can do nothing more than help you become a better version of yourself. Rule number 8, find yourself. Now let's say you're a new actor like Jason who had extreme amount of success and then all of a sudden they hit a scandal because of something that they've done on their own volition. And then they start to continue to spiral and spiral down. Like I said, most recently he was arrested for guns and drugs charges. And I'm just thinking in my head, yo, bro, what are you doing? You had so much going for you. And I feel like whoever was in his corner did not help him become a better man at all or better artist. Of course, people are not going to pacify you. People are not going to babysit you. So you have to find yourself. And if you don't know who you are, you can get lost in this industry. If you don't know who you are, you could become famous tomorrow and have a demise like Jason. Now, if he can come back from this, great for him. But a lot of times that is not the case for artists, especially artists of color. If you could look at Monique, a lot of times, a lot of work that she was picked to do wasn't given to her, or deals that fell through because of being blackballed. And all she did was speak her truth and speak up for herself. And this doesn't include her Netflix boycott incident. This was way before this ever happened that she was blackballed. And there may be an instance where you find yourself and realize that being an entertainer is something that you no longer want to do. And if that's the case, you need to figure out where you want to go from there. Now, I would say for myself, I haven't reached that point where I no longer want to be an entertainer. I feel like this is something in my blood. This is something that I will be doing for the rest of my life. Also, I'm in my 20s. So my opinion on that may change when I hit my 30s and my 40s and my 50s. But for now, that's where I stand. And I also have helped other actors figure out where they stand and where they want to go once they've decided that maybe this isn't for me. I actually teach a course to others and it is called When It's Too Much. It's a course where we talk about where you are in your career, where you want to go in life, and if this is the right place for you. In a sense, it's basically a building your career course. And it's a building your career course. And it has been successful. So if you want to know more about it, if you want to inquire, look down below in the description box. You can find my email, you can find my course classes, you can find everything you need to know about when it's become too much for you, or what rules you may need to know as an entertainer. Or if you even have some rules of your own that you think will be great to stick by, to where you can learn what not to do, so that you can learn what not to do to make sure your career doesn't hit a bumpy road, put them down below. I might even like a few of them if they're really good. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, comment, subscribe. I'm new. I'm excited about this whole YouTube journey, and I cannot wait to continue to push out these videos for you all and let you know the perspective of how I feel as a Black actress in America. Hey, who's from the South, that is. So have a great day, folks, and just know you can make it through any adversity. So pick yourself back up, brush your shoulders off, and you go out there and you win. Bye, guys.